What is up? It is AFALOZ, and I'm gonna continue my reading. It's Birth of Andakah, Parable 1,
Hello.
Present, Part 3.
Hello, my name's Amaya.
Hey. Get out of here. You're always trying to tell your whole name.
No.
Hey.
I would say.
What? No. Alright, let me read this. Oh, okay. She was just gonna say AFALOZ.
My name's Amaya AFALOZ.
We'll work hard, my beloved Kama. Between the raids and the scav runs, we will pay you, my father, Zarash said slowly, his eyes glued to the ground, his feet shaking as Sowet held him upright. Kama put Epsil down to Zarash and said, my dutiful son, there are no debts between father and son. I will simply tie her life to yours. Where I lost my place. Oh, you get me. What she attempted to steal, and all is forgiven. For I am a forgiving father and a forgiving and caring father. Only love exists in my heart. You must get me 3 Gruhana eggs, and you have until the next raid. The Leviathan raid in 3 cycles. She looked at the crowd. Come on, stop. Stop. You're scratching me. Please stop. The Leviathan raid in 3 cycles. He looked at the crowd as they laughed and cheered at the request. Stop, buddy. Get out of here. This guy, dude. Get out of here, punk. He looked at the crowd as they laughed and cheered. Ow, stop. He looked at the crowd as they laughed and cheered at the request. Multiple members yelling for their death or games to be played in the pit. Sowet, congratulations. You are now part of... Yeah, I gotta fix this. Part of Zarash's family as well. You are his son. Report to me when I beckon. Kama said as he pushed the trio down the stage and shooed them away. He continued talking, giving the men and Zarash one last parting gift. If they cannot provide me the SKTs, then they can re-earn their lives and payment by winning the Pit of Nil. The crowd erupted yet again, the outcome they were waiting for. Kama dropped Epsil to Zarash's feet as Sowet attempted to get Zarash up. Zarash was still too stunned at his own actions. Sowet grabbed him and the fallen Epsil, who was passed out. He put both of them on his shoulder. Zarash jumped off once Sowet made it out of the factory and into the woods. This is awful, Zarash let out a small groan between the runes. He looked at Sowet and got the same look as he was feeling. Do you think we're going to die, Sowet? Asked Zarash. I don't know. All I do is defend the caravans during travel. I've never seen a Gruhana, let alone gone to an actual nest and stolen an egg. Aren't they like as heavy as a Pantleon? Strained Sowet. Epsil kept kicking in her sleep and Sowet was attempting to keep her on his shoulder. This sucks. We have to talk to Moa as soon as possible. She'll know what to do. I have to stop by Baba's first though. Let's just go, responded Zarash. They trio kept walking down the forest path. The ground below them shifted and moved as the mud moved like water below. Stopping momentum in the forest means you sink and it eats you. No one has ever come back from being absorbed by the island. They say you fall straight into the Zare plain. A thunderbird flew across Sowet as they reached the location where Vaba's hovel was supposed to be. Zarash walked around and looking for any signs on which direction the ground took her hovel. The ever-switching forest used to be marked with glowing rune plates in a specific color to show where the correct direction was to a given port. Baba did something similar, but only those whom she trusts were allowed to know. Zarash looked for a glowing string that shifted the direction that Baba's hovel moved to. He jumped and moved around to avoid the ground swallowing him up as he searched. After a moment or two, he found the string and its direction, signaling Sowet to follow him as they dart through the forest using their rune weaving, enhancing their legs to allow them to jump off the trees for momentum. Zarash carefully watched the ground looking for the faint glow, having to enhance his vision with runes as well, draining his energy. Reaching his limit, he dropped down and continued the search for the strings on foot. Luckily, it was only 3 more strings that they had to find and they were in front of Baba's house. Zarash sat down and waited outside the door and asked Soa to do the same. The two waited for a bit as Epsil snored next to them. With doxes and guancos running in the forest, the rock they sat down on was the earth below them was on the rock they sat down on has the earth below them moving around it. It must be a huge rock. So it yawned and said, "Why are we just sitting here? I can't believe you know Baba enough for her to give you her eye technique. She knows my caretaker, so we're essentially family. But we to sit here because we can't come in until she invites us and lets her presence known." Srash said without turning his head. He stared at the hovel door like it would disappear at any moment. "What is she, a reverse vampire?" asked Zoet. "A what?" asked Srash in turn. Zoet laughed as he said, "Sorry, it's from this tome that I read. It's interesting. These creatures can't have the sun touch them. Sun is soul, by the way." "I didn't take you for a reader, Zoet. That's kind of cool. I can't read, but if you want to teach me, I never turn down learning something new," responded Zarash. "Wait, where's your stutter?" Zoet looked incredulously. Zarash laughed and said, "It's fake. It just helps so people let their guard down." The hovel door to Baba's shop opened up and a large, shadowy figure came out of it. The figure waved them in, with Zarash going in first. Once they got in the hovel, Soet put Epsil down on top of the dingy-looking tables, clearly made from old and broken Federation platings. Even a wheel bearing was used to hold the malformed table. Soet looked around. He had never been to Baba's. He quickly spotted the section of the hovel containing her battered tomes. He laughed and jumped with glee as Baba got settled in a chair and Zarash took the chair in front of her. "Sarash, this place is amazing. There's so many old items here. Look up. There's a genuine clock, just like Reben's stories. Oh, Andakah. The tomes, Sarash. She has so many tomes. I even recognize some. That's Reben's Sun Chasers. Over there's Harry P. That's 1P over there." So it kept shouting at different tomes that he saw on Baba's wall while Sarash talked to Baba. "He's big. Did you get yourself another helper finally? Mo has been complaining you have been working too hard," Baba said as she lit her wafer with her finger. The flames coming out of her finger. She took a drag of the vapor and its miasma filled the room with a haze. She stared at Zoet some more and said, "He reminds me of my brother. Big, strong, scales as beautiful as the Turt the Natus. To see my people again, it has been a while." Her eyes never left Zoet as he jumped around and searched for more tomes. "Listen, Baba, I found something. I think it's worth more than anything I brought you. I need Gex, Baba. No food this time," Srash said as he rummaged through his bag. He pulled out items he wanted to trade, small gem fractions, and the box on his chest. He removed the dirt, blood, and guts that he put on top, and slowly the box began to reflect the light emitted by Baba's light, illuminating the hovel. Baba's eyes widened. She jumped up and closed all the windows and spoke in hushed tones. Her head began to sweat as she spoke. "Where did you get this, child? Who did you steal this from? They mark you? Did they see you? Speak now, child, hurry." Sarash was terrified. He had never seen Baba like this. He had stolen goods from Federations themselves, and Baba did not care. A light gem here, a fire gem there. She never cared, but this box had frightened her to her core. "What is it? What is in this box?" No. No one saw me, Baba. It was under a tree, and I just saw a piece sticking out. It looked expensive. Look at the diamond on the front." "Yes, child, it's expensive. It's priceless. This is an invokery treasure. Look at the markings, the design." She grabbed the box, and her scaly native hands caressed the markings, a jade dragon and 3 blank dragon shapes where other gems seemed to belong. Her eyes left the small box and back to Zarash. "Did you take the other dragons out?" "No, it was just the jade dragon and that diamond in front, along with the other gems littering the box, but it doesn't open. I figured you would give me some gex for the jade and such," Srash said with a fatigue in his voice. Baba took a deep sigh. She watched Soet sit and read while Epsil continued to snore, smelling of vapor. "Listen to me, Zarash. Lose this box, throw it, and don't ever tell anyone you have it. It's not worth the hassle. You wouldn't be able to sell this to anyone. Invokery relics are sought after by the Federation and Cantorians." I think it's Cantonians. "If anyone ever learned you had this, their guardians would be all over you. Death followed those who sing of its phrase." She stared again at the box before handing it back to Zarash. I'm sorry, child. There's no gex in that box, only death." All right. I think that's around 10 minutes. Yeah, there's I'm excited that we're like getting to these portions because I'm doing now. I like where I'm writing right now in Parable 2 is like what the three get up to after this and like the repercussions of the box and like what comes out of it and kind of like laying on some additional mysteries. I'm trying to decide, so I'm not really like plotting anything. So I'm trying to decide in my head. So I'm not writing anything down on the plot wise. I'm trying to like let the characters go, and then if they go in a direction of like my outline in my head, then that's cool. But I also have like different stories that I already wrote anyway, so those are like pretty strong in my head, and I'm trying to like piecemeal them together. But I'm trying to decide. So I decided that like Parable 1 is really just like to show the characters, of course. And then Parable 2, what I'm working on right now, is really to show their day-to-day of like what they've been doing in their life. And I'm trying to get Parable 3 to where the inciting incident happens. And I'm trying to see if I want to stagger the incidents, because right now it's all happening at the same time. And I think I'm not gonna stagger it. I'm not really too sure. I think I'm just gonna consistently. It's gonna be like a consistent pace for all of them, and it's all just gonna be moving together. Cause I don't want it to be like this and then like, you know what I mean. So I think that might be a little bit harder to track. As I get better at writing and as their stories unfold, and as like each arc kind of finishes, that's when things will get staggered a little bit. They're gonna take a life of their own as they go through these different things. I did outline Zarash pretty well, but I'm loosely using the outline because when I tried, so I did like a traditional outline and a traditional writing, and it moves so fast. And I know like the stories are supposed to move so fast because people's like attentions and they don't want to like read like a slow ass crawl and like all this like detail is like unnecessary. And I get all that. Like I get like the like mine is like every 30 or 3,000 words, like like we hit a point essentially. And I get why it's supposed to move that fast, but I don't want to move that fast yet. It's not really helping me like learn how to write. It's not helping me write in abundance, and I don't really want to write too many different things right now. Like eventually I'll write one-offs, but it'll still be in like conjunction to the characters that I'm already doing now. It'll be like the characters that I like write offshoots about. Like maybe I'll write Baba's past, or I'll write the Gao and Garaya family, something about them. But I don't want to like deviate from the world because I'm trying to make it expansive. I'm trying to make it something that you like get lost in. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I get to those, and how I get to those, or not if, but when I get to those, and how I like end up doing them. But this has been AFALOZ. Like and subscribe. Talk to you guys tomorrow.